Hey everyone, it's Holly and I'm here with another recommendations video. This was kind of inspired by a recent Top 10 Tuesday post, and it was a back to school freebie, so I did my top 10 college set book recommendations, and so I thought I would bring that over here. I'm not talking about all of them. I'm mainly talking, well, I actually consider all of those books new adult, but I'm really narrowing it down here, and I'm going to talk about 3 series and 1 book that actually does have a companion and is sort of turned into a series, but I'm specifically recommending 1 book in that. That college set books are some of my favorites. I don't consider college like the best 4 years of my life. I don't consider them the worst 4 years of my life, but I definitely like to live my life as every year is the best year and no regrets. And I know some people think that's ridiculous, but it's true. Some people I work with, I'm one of the youngest people on my team at work, and I made that comment the other day and they were like, well, that's really easy for you to say. But I would like to think that I'll feel this way when I'm 30, when I'm 40, when I'm 50, when I'm 60. I think every year you should try and make it better, and there's no reason to look back. So I don't want you to think that the reason I like college set books is because I'm like looking back on that time, although if that's why you like them, that's fine. But the college I went to was a very home place for me, and I think part of that is I kind of grew up going there. My father went to college there, my sister went to college there. I specifically am drawn to college books that are very similar. So small colleges that take place in the Northeast and usually have hockey in them. All of those things are very close to my heart. I went to a college in the Northeast and it was very small, and it was a hockey college. It was the only sport we were D1 in. It was very competitive. I still try to go to hockey games. So the first 3, like I said, are series, and I feel like they should come as no surprise, especially the first one, and that is The Ivy Years by Serena Bowen. I own all of these as ebooks except for the novella, which I have not read. But they are The Year We Fell Down, The Year We Hid Away, The Understatement of the Year, The Shameless Hour, and The 15th Minute. I don't think there are going to be any more. And this is definitely a small northeastern, it's New England college, smallish. It has a small feel, but it's a pretty big school, and they are a hockey college. It also deals with a lot of things that are like my catnip, like dealing with physical injury and mental injuries. This was also my first real foray into a male-male romance. The Understatement of the Year is male-male. Serena Bowen deals with a lot of like important issues, in my opinion, including things like slut shaming and friendship, and especially female friendships. She does a really good job of showing how women can be friends and not be catty, and I just love it. Like, I love her world, I love her characters, they're all amazing. I think they tend to lean towards the heavier side of things, but I still think that they're really good books, basically. Then there's the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy, and these, I kind of compare them a lot to each other. I read them around the same time initially. Also, Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy write together. They wrote Him and Us, but these are also hockey college books. They're The Deal, The Mistake, The Score, and then The Goal comes out this month, actually in a couple of weeks. I think on like the 20 something, I think. I think that will be the last one. And these definitely are a little funnier than the Ivy Year series. Still deals with some serious things. She also has some very good relationships, including friendships, and again touches on slut shaming a little bit, not in the same way, but definitely has a positive attitude towards sex and everything. And I think sometimes new adult tends to be a little sex negative, even though a huge part of the story is about sex. So it's nice to read stuff like that. But yeah, these are definitely funnier, a little lighthearted. but they're also amazing, amazing books. Then the last series is the Game On series by Kristen Callahan. These are The Hookup, The Friend Zone, and The Game Plan, I believe is the last one. The Game Plan doesn't really take place in college, but it's part of the series. And these are actually football books. I guess if I'm going to read a sports book that isn't about hockey, football is my next place to go. I think it's just because I've read a lot of Susan Elizabeth Phillips in the contemporary world. I'm not a huge sports person, to be honest. Hockey, if I am into a sport, it is hockey. My dad is not a sports guy. Again, if he's going to watch a sport, it's going to be hockey. That's not completely true. He will watch racehorse, racing, like horse racing. He actually owns harness racing horses and wants to train them. I think that's what I think he will actually do it when he retires. I kind of hope he does. And then he watches professional bull riding, which I actually enjoy bull riding as well. If you have any recommendations for if there are bull riding books out there and you've read them and have recommendations, let me know. Because that is something I would have an interest in. And then my mom, she is a football fan. She is a New York Giants fan, die hard. I always say that her biggest disappointment with me in life is that I did not turn out to be a boy. She didn't want to know what gender I was when she was pregnant with me. And the whole time she was pregnant with me, she thought I was going to be a boy. And apparently I moved around a lot. And she said that I was going to be a linebacker for the Giants. And so I think she's a little disappointed that didn't happen. It's also a sport I understand. I've gone to a lot of football games in my life. I understand the basics of the sport. It's kind of hard for me to read a book. Obviously an author should do a good job of making you understand the sport, but I prefer to know going in. But I like these. I think, again, they're pretty sex positive. They have fun stories. I feel like they're kind of an in-between between Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen. They're a little angsty, but they have some funny moments in them. And they have some really good male friendships, which I always love reading about. It's one of my catnips. As much as I complain about female friendships, I feel like male friendships need to be addressed as well, because sometimes they're very bro-y, and not to say that that doesn't happen, but guys talk, and guys have emotions too, and guys are allowed to have friends, so I like to read about that. And then the last one is Easy by Tamara Weber. I just really love this story. The companion novel, Breakable, is also a very good story, and Sweet, which is one of the sequels, I think there's another one now too. That one I was a little let down by. It's also not a college set book really, but Easy is an amazing novel. I know a lot of people say that, but I've read it so many times. It grips me every single time. It does deal with sexual assault, so trigger warning. Just a beautiful story about recovery, and shows you different sides of it talks to you about your perceptions of people. And again, it kind of reminds me of my college in a lot of ways. So I think that's one of the reasons I really connect with it. So those are my college set recommendations. I feel like I talk about these books a lot, but these are some of my favorites. I probably talked about like all of these in a new adult recommendations video at some point. I love them, so I'm gonna keep recommending them. So like I said before, if you have any recommendations for me, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.